So my man Chris be creeping a lot of motherfuckers out. He kind of a scary cat, he a weird dude. But there are a lot of motherfuckers I know like him, especially out where I'm at. And today, I want to dedicate this story to one of the weirdest cats I ever knew growing up. But I knew this motherfucker well. He taught me a lot, blood. Today we're going to talk about Joban. So Joban, he grew up in the Philippines and shit, but he was around my hood since I was a little kid. I didn't really know this dude till I got a little older. After my Uncle Reggie taught me how to twirl. After I started twirling shit, this dude's around my neighborhood all the time and shit. We was talking. I was just a teenager, but it got on to us talking about twirling and stuff. And then one thing leads to another. He got a wife and kids and shit. Filipino wife, Filipino kids. Like, looks like a perfect family in a lot of ways, but nah, this motherfucker was a hardcore spoofer, blood. But this dude taught me a lot of shit about twirling, blood. I was kind of like Daniel LaRusso. He was kind of like Mr. Miyagi and shit. But we was cool homies, blood. I really like this motherfucker. I like hanging out with this dude. He was cool. Like, before I met this motherfucker, blood, I was still using pho and shit. This motherfucker got me on Pilo, all that kind of shit. And he looked out for me. He taught me, all those things that you help a motherfucker out with. Anyway, let me tell you this motherfucking story. Cut this shit short. So, this dude's born in the Philippines, right? Let me tell you how he gets to America, but he got a job when he was like a teenager for these Japanese working on a ship, a big ship. It's a motherfucking factory at sea, right? And they got like thousands of people on this fucking ship working. When them Japanese get them Filipinos in international water, he tells me that once they out in open sea, them Japanese bust out the whips, blood. They straight turn them into motherfucking slaves for the most part. They work them all day, they beat them if they ain't working, don't give them no sleep, hardly any food. I think they stop in motherfucking Guam or something, and this motherfucker escapes, blood. He said he was near death anyway. He gets out, and somehow he works some shit out with the embassy, and he gets to America. And he kind of amazing though. He gets married, he has all these kids, look like he's successful. He is, blood. He got a job at the explosives technology place down in like Sassoon. But he's the hardest motherfucking tweaker I think I may have ever met. I mean, this motherfucker smokes the Pilo like chain smokers smoke motherfucking Newports, blood. It's insane how much this motherfucker would smoke, blood. And he was a little bit out of his fucking mind. Anyway, one night we was teenagers and me and one of my homies is over there, and he tells me how his wife and kids is going to the Philippines for like 2 weeks so we can come over there and party and shit. We like, hell yeah, bro, we gonna do this. So we get some girls from school and shit, we go over to this motherfucker's house and we over there, we twirling and shit. And this motherfucker's twirling like crazy, blood. He's breaking shit down, he's hot reeling, he's doing lines, he's doing all kinds of shit. We getting out of his fucking mind. I got this girl, she was banging too. She was fine as hell, but we having a good fucking time. And then this motherfucker's like, I want to put on a tape for y'all. He starts digging through this drawer in his bedroom, and he pulls out some hidden tape. He puts it in for everybody to watch, blood. It's this motherfucker, blood. Blood, it's like some tape of him from like 10 years ago in the Philippines. And he's banging some girl on. She ugly as hell, but she look hella young, blood. Hella young. As soon as he put that fucking video on, it took us all about 10 seconds of watching that shit for everybody to just get the fuck up and start leaving. And this motherfucker's so spun out, he runs to the door, tries to stop us. And he's standing blocking the fucking door from these terrified girls to leave his fucking creepy ass house. And he like, no, y'all can't leave, the party's just starting, y'all can't leave. I'm like, nah, blood, we fucking going, blood, we leaving, player, we done. And this motherfucker tries to strong arm me and shit, so I start getting mean with him too. I'm a lot bigger than this motherfucker. Stench just clocks this motherfucker in his dome, blood. My boy Stench knocked this motherfucker out in his own hallway in his house, blood. It was sad and pathetic. His hit at the ground hella hard, blood. I was kind of worried he might be dead or something. But we fucking split, blood. And it's a long motherfucking time after that before I fucking talk to this motherfucker again. I just try to avoid this fool, cause he creepy as fuck after that shit. I mean, I understand dude spun the fuck out, but blood, what the fuck was that? But then eventually one day I run into his ass at the stove and I talk to his ass and he be like, man, I just got this Neptune from the PI, blood. You gotta come by my spot and try this shit out. I'm like, all right, for sure. So I go down there. I mean, I ain't give a fuck, I ain't worried about it. I fucking knuckle this fool up quick, blood. You ever try to get some weird shit on me? But I get to his spot and I see that his life is fucking deteriorated pretty bad, blood. So we twirling up his house. His house look hella messy. He tells me him and his wife, his kids, they gone for a week. because he got to move out because he in all kinds of trouble and shit. So I'm like, oh, okay, why? What happened, blood? We twirling up, and he just straight honest with me, tells me what the fuck he been doing. He been stalking the joggers, blood, these hot young jogger women, and he been following them. They jog around the back part of the neighborhood and shit. He followed one home one day. When this lady taking a shower, he creep inside her fucking house. He get into a closet. He in there just having a peep show, blood. But he don't realize this bitch knows he there. So she playing it cool and shit, but she knows she got a motherfucking psychopath in her closet. She somehow calls the police, maybe just dials 911, whatever. Cops show up, flush this motherfucker out the closet, blood. And it's these two mean-ass motherfucking cops. This one used to be a Marine. I knew this motherfucker. He was mean, blood. So, his wife's gonna leave him because of this, obviously. You know, this is too much for her ass to handle. So we finish our spoof, we part ways, and I don't see that motherfucker again. But then I get word, hear what happened to that fool, and it's fucking crazy, blood. So Tweaker Joban, he's supposed to leave his house and his family, but he got other plans. He makes, in that week he's got in the house, he makes himself a little makeshift house inside his garage, like a little makeshift attic. He hooks up everything inside his garage in this little tiny crawl space thing. He got water pumping, everything, blood. And he living in the house still without his wife even knowing, or his kids. One day though, maybe one night, he making too much noise up there, blood. She hears something, she knows something ain't right. She calls police. Same two cops show up to her house. So he gets flushed out again by the exact same two motherfucking cops, sent down to jail again. But I figured that's the last we ever gonna hear of this motherfucker. But then one day, this motherfucker shows up at my door. And this had been years fucking later. Thinking, what the fuck is he doing here? He looked fucked up, like he looked terrible. His nails was hella long, hair all fucked up. He like asking if he can come in, asking for help and shit. I'm like, I can't help you, blood. He starts getting on my fucking nerves after a minute or two of this shit, just begging and asking and shit. So I tell that motherfucker, he gotta go, blood. You gotta fucking leave, play. You can't be around my house like this, looking like this, blood. You blowing up my spot. But this motherfucker ain't going, blood. I think for a minute, maybe I oughta just send him on his fucking way to just do something violent to this fool. But I just had Popo roll up recently. I don't want no more motherfucking trouble around my spot, so I think of a better idea. I'm just like, blood, come with me right quick. I gotta go pick something up, some good. Go with me, I'll hook you up, player. Let's go, let's roll right now. He's like, all right, he gets in the car with me and we fucking take off. As soon as this motherfucker gets in my car, blood, it smells like vomit, BO, ass, shit, everything, just nasty. Smells like a fucking bum. I'm thinking, fuck, man, what am I got myself into? But here's my fucking plan. I'm gonna take him far on the cuts, like to Fairfield or something. I'm gonna have him wait, saying I'm meeting somebody right quick to get it. He can't be with me, and I ain't coming back, blood. He's gonna stay there. And that's what I do, blood. I take that motherfucker to Home Depot in Fairfield. I tell him to wait right here. I gotta go next door to Target, and I'll be right back for his ass. I immediately just went home. I pull back in my driveway. 20 minutes later, he's in my driveway, blood. He's back at my house before I got there. I left him at the fucking stall, blood. I ditched him in Fairfield with no car. I went straight the fuck home. How did he get back there before I got there? Was it some Tweaker Twilight Zone shit or what, blood? But as soon as I start pulling in, I see that motherfucker there. I said, oh, hell no. I click my shit reverse, blood. I back the fuck up and I turn back the other way. And that's the last I ever seen of Tweaker Joban. But rumor was, what I heard from a few people, was that motherfucker ended up getting murdered and shit a few years later down in Southern California. Because after so many years, you just lose your mind when you like that, blood, when you just party that hard. I've been